Paperwork says like you identified.
Like that.
You
That
identified.
looks horrible.
Right.
That looks horrible.
All right, man. So look, I'm here just to trying to finally break this shit down and get this shit over with because I'm tired of the back and forth. He did snitch. He didn't snitch. I'm sick of it. I'm trying to be at peace with it. You know what I'm saying? The battle drops tomorrow. I'm trying to be done with it, and I'm just sick of it. So my argument is, let's just get to the information. Let's get to the information. One thing we're not gonna do, because it's also is already a known fact, that his name is not in the paperwork for 8. We don't need to look into that. That's 30 plus pages. His name is not in that. His brother's name that's in that, Mark Doster, is all up and down throughout that whole entire paperwork. His brother is the one that told. We know that. We know that for a fact. Excuse me. That's what it is. We're going to leave it at that, and we're just going to get into the actual facts of things. We're solely working off of what his interview statements was. I say statements. I'm so stupid. We going to go off of what the interview goes by and the actual paperwork that Rock had. We going to go off of those two and those two alone. Let's get to it. So let's get to it. It's his brother who was telling. Flat out, no ifs, ands, buts about it. It was his brother who was telling. And the interview came up with Wack 100. Wack 100 was saying, hey, look, if your brother gay, does that make you gay? No, of course not. So you can't say that he's a snitch because his brother's a snitch. We got to start there. All right? All right. If you was sleeping under a rock, basically, Kyd Slade jumped on an interview with Uncle Ra on 15 Minutes of Fame, where he tried to basically tell his side of the story, clear his name, you know what I'm saying, respectfully, and try to, you know, sweep these rumors under the rug and get that shit off his name, basically. So one of the first things that was talked about was basically, you know, all right, well, it's pretty obvious your brother was the one who was telling, or the snitch or whatever, and this was his reply.
So you don't even know that your brother actually said anything?
No.
God damn.
Look, this. I'm not attached to none of them other cases.
Right.
I just want to say that.
Okay.
I'm not attached to that.
Now I'm just.
So basically, at that point, he basically threw his brother under the bus. And I'm not attached to that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Okay, so it was at this point we asked him, basically, run it down for me. Tell me the story. What's going on?
Walk me through that.
That's the kind of funny. All right, I got you. Oh.
That's a kind of funny. Let me explain that. Why you laughing, though? Like, you trying to clear shit up. Like, why you laughing? Like, I don't find this to be funny. Like, you got snitch allegations attached to your name. I don't find that to be very funny, but okay, let's go. Okay, at this point, we're at the point where now we're talking about Rock's paperwork. Like, why you can't find it online, why it doesn't come up. You know, you go to, you know, the DOC, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? You looking for this shit, you can't find it. Here's the reason why you can't find it.
This is not what they were looking for.
No, they subpoenaed me.
All right, I just had to wrap my head around that because that was some wild shit. Like, how the fuck is something not attached to nothing? What? What? Okay, I got my head right. All right, so I kind of agree with what it is that he's saying. Like, it's not attached to no other paperwork, or it wasn't beneficial in the case because obviously when he got subpoenaed to court to come down to testify, he was basically coming down to testify about bigger and better things, or bigger and more important things. Basically, not better things, but important things. They wasn't concerned about the fight that happened the night that he was there, or whatever happened with the guy Ape or whatever. They wasn't concerned about that. It was something more specific that they was looking forward to. That's why they asked him about a gun, and he said no, there was no gun involved. And you know, we're looking for something more to give us a reason to lock him up for something else. So basically, other crimes that links him to bigger and better, you know what I'm saying, situations and things of that nature, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? That's basically why you won't be able to find that part of the paperwork with his name, his actual name on it, is because of that. Okay, so this is the part where we finally start to get to the meat of everything. Now, this is where he explains, basically, in a nutshell, where everything is happening as far as he's concerned, or where he's involved. Let's take a listen.
So when the video comes on, they telling me like, pardon me, I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically they like, yo, the testimony was that you guys got lured into the backyard. It was an ambush, somebody jumped you, and somebody tried to shoot y'all. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened. So they turn the video on, and they like, yo, so these not your enemies, so these dudes ain't do it. I'm like, no, man, these is my friends. So they like, such and such is your friend. Yes. Such and such is your friend. Yes. Such and such is your friend. Everybody they point at in the video, I'm like, those are my friends. Okay. And then my man's in the video. That's one of my best friends right there. His name is also on there. I don't want to mention his name. He got a lot of shit going on.
Now, as far as the best friend goes, I can't actually pinpoint or tell you exactly who the best friend is. But based on my speculation, and something I have to share with you, is, let's just say the best friend, in my opinion, is Antron Gore. This is also in the paperwork that Rock has. Pay attention. If you have it, read along. Pay attention. Follow along. Now, this is where shit gets real. Because Antron Gore testified before a Superior Court judge that he was chilling with a friend, Mark Doster, on Brook Street, where they were, when a guy was riding a bike, came up and told them they were shooting a video shoot on Bedford Street. This is actual paperwork that I'm reading, verbatim, all right? Gore said that he, Joshua Hodge, David Doster, Mark Doster, went over to Bedford Street from Brook Street, where the music video was being shot. Gore stated that after the video stopped, an argument ensued between the guy who was working with the camera for the shoot and one of the rapper's friends about music and video. Gore stated that as they were arguing, he went to Rupert's gas station alone, which is located about 50 yards across the street. Now, you're probably asking, what does this got to do with anything? Like, why are we talking about this? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about Kyd Slade and, you know what I'm saying, the paperwork with his name being in whatever, and so forth and so forth. All right, yeah. Y'all can bring up 35 pages of court papers about another guy, but y'all yet to had read these specific details. Specific. Pay attention. It reads, and I state, Gore denied being assaulted on Bedford Street, as both Mark Doster and David Doster testified he had been. I'll read that again. Gore denied being assaulted on Bedford Street, as both Mark Doster and David Doster testified he had been. Again, shall I say for you people, one last and final time, not that statement, but this statement. David Doster stated Antron Gore was behind him fighting with an unidentified male. David Doster stated that Gore got hit in the head and his head was busted open. So you're probably saying to yourself, Doesn't matter. What does that got to do with anything with the Kyd Slade situation? Pay attention. Go with me. I read again, probably for the third time. Gore denied being assaulted on Bedford Street as Mark Doster and David Doster testified he had been. Okay, so let's go down the rabbit hole a little bit further, right? Peep this shit. During the same proceeding before the Superior Court judge, the video somewhere was played for Gore. Gore identified several subjects in this video, including P, aka Platinum, Decky, and although he claimed he could not identify one subject by name, he identified that subject as the person who approached them while they were on Brook Street and informed them about the rap video shoot taking place on Bedford Street. It should be noted that this individual was previously identified by video photographer Alonzo Beckett as the apparently intoxicated heavyset black male with a beard who was wearing shades and a do-rag holding the liquor bottle. This same male was positively identified in the video by both Mark Doster and David Doster as Ape, aka James Rayner, the man who struck Mark Doster with the bottle. Again, I want you to understand this clearly. Gore, instead, he claimed he was assaulted at Rupert's gas station where he walked alone, located on Albany Avenue by an unidentified male that he knew from jail. Gore claimed that he had just happened to see Mark Doster driving his car past his way and he flagged Doster down. Gore stated that Doster drove them to St. Francis Hospital where they both were treated for injuries. Gore stated that he did not know about Doster's altercation until Doster picked him up and told him about it. It should be noted that during at least two previous interviews with the I'm halfway drunk and I hate saying words. Affians, that's the word. Gore stated he went to the hospital on 6/13/09 for an injury caused by his 2-year-old who dropped an unknown object on his head. Now, I can read that again just because I'm just going through the motions. But one thing is for certain, two things are for sure. Gore took the stand and he immediately separated himself from the situation. He didn't say there was a fight that he saw, somebody got hit with a bottle, this, that, and the third, any of that nature. He said he went to the video shoot, he left and went to the gas station. He got assaulted by somebody he knew from jail. Then he said he saw Kyd Slade brother driving down the street, flagged him down. That's how he heard about the incident that happened at the video shoot. He separated himself from the video shoot completely. But however, Kyd Slade, David Doster, and his brother, Mark Doster, both put him at the goddamn video shoot and said he was assaulted. Now, with all that being said, let's get back to what Kyd Slade is trying to say and tell y'all.
And I told him, no, that's not what happened. Those are my friends. We was chilling on the block. We went in the back to shoot the video. A fight broke out. We went our separate ways, and end of the story. Ain't nobody pull no gun out. Ain't nobody try to shoot me. Ain't nobody try to shoot nobody I was with. I ain't see no gun. Niggas just had a fight, simple hood shit, and niggas went their separate ways.
Yeah, we got him.
I tried my hardest to make it clear, like, no, these my guys. Ain't nobody do that shit to me.
Right.
This is where I'm from. Like I told you, every case I ever caught was on that block. Every loitering case, every
He's still snitching.
stolen car, the gun charges, any drug cases, anything I ever got caught up in or fucked up with was right there on that block.
Oh. Now, the slight problem with Kyd Slade's story is the fact that he took the stand. He had no choice. You got to take the stand. But like a lot of people say, you should just shut the fuck up and don't say nothing. Because again, the definition of an affidavit is a written statement confirmed by oath or affirmation for use as evidence in court. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and so help you God? I do. So with that being said, David Doster stated while at the location a man he knows only as Ape approached them and said that they were shooting a rap video, in the back of Bedford Street and to go over and get in the video. David Doster stated that he knew that Ape he knew that Ape meant him and his friends from Bedford Street. Same thing, whatever. David Doster stated that they then went to the location near the rear of 5153 Bedford Street. Some shit like that. This is sworn testimony and paperwork that we're talking about here. Not the accounts of what it is that he's saying on Ra's couch, right? Once at the location, David Doster stated that in addition to Ape, he also remembers Platinum, JJ, aka Jerk or J Jerk, Lil Decky, identified as MGBR member or associated James Brown DOB, 012 1590, Starks, identified as MGBR member or associated Kevin Leslie DOB, 11280, and a couple other subjects he referred to as flunkies as being there. You're not telling, but how is it that it comes out in your statement that you identifying other people as flunkies? Pay attention, people. Now, what's important is we're not going to go back and read the affidavit of what his statement that he gave and said. We're going to look at what he says about the liquor bottle. All right. Are y'all recording? He's telling again. He's telling again. Are y'all ready? Record.
Pardon. I'm sorry. They paused the video on the bottle. And when they asked me, was that the bottle my brother got hit with, I told them, I don't know. I was drunk as well. All liquor bottles look the same. I can't tell you. They wanted me to paint the picture of us being attacked.
Interesting. David Doster stated that he guessed that Ape didn't like what Mark Doster, his brother, was saying because at this time Ape began to hit Mark Doster, his brother, in the facial area with a liquor bottle. Now, if I don't know if you're from where I'm from, but to me that is definitely giving real specifics as to what happened. Therefore, you're definitely putting yourself in a position where you saw what happened. You can't say at that point you don't know what happened. You saw what happened. Your brother got hit in the face by your friend in the facial area with the liquor bottle. He continues on. David Doster stated he jumped in between Ape and his brother and was trying to break up the fight. Look here, gang. Look. Wack 100 said, and we'll get to that portion of the video later on down the line. Wack 100 said, if your brother gay, does that make you gay? Of course not. Not in the least bit. But I tell you one thing only. If my friend hits my brother in the face with a liquor bottle, that friendship is already severed. It's over with. There is no jumping in between, and I'm trying to separate the two and break the shit up and see what the fuck going on. Blood is thicker than mud. You know that's a quote. That's a saying. Blood is thicker than mud. I'm not breaking up shit. I'm finna come over there. I'm finna beat your ass, bro. Period, point blank. I don't give two fucks about nothing. I give you a fuck. You bigger than me. You stronger than me. Nigga, I'ma die out here for mine. That's my brother, bitch. You got me fucked up. There ain't no breaking shit up. No. Oh, yeah. Remember we was talking about Antron Gore? We just gonna call him Mr. Gore. I don't like the first name. We gonna call him Mr. Gore. Remember we was talking about Mr. Gore? Right. Peep this. David Doster, a.k.a. Kyd Slade, stated that Antron Gore was behind him fighting with an unidentified male. David Doster stated that Gore got hit in his head and his head was busted open. Now, why is that important? Because Mr. Gore separated himself from you goofy motherfuckers, right? He separated himself as saying, I wasn't there. He knew ahead of time what he was going into, being questioned about some shit, and he said, I wasn't there. I went to the gas station. I went to the video shoot, true, but I left. I went to the gas station. I got into it with a motherfucker I knew from jail. I was assaulted then. I went to the hospital because my daughter dropped something on my head. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't with them niggas. He knows his role. He is solid. He's the one that said nothing. I don't know nothing. I wasn't there. I'm not with it. I'm straight. But Mark and David Doster both testified to him being there and being assaulted.
When you talk to the OGs and they just, what would have happened if you would have went and just not, a lot of people say, oh, you should have pled the fifth. What would have happened if you just didn't answer their questions or just said, I don't know them?
I don't know. I don't want to make no assumptions. I'm just gonna say, all I can stand doing is was this. So I'm not gonna make no assumptions. I don't know.
So the biggest problem that I had about commenting in different videos and, you know, responding to people and everything like that was like everybody kept saying like he didn't identify nobody. He didn't point nobody out or anything like that. No, okay. They pointed the people out and you agreed to knowing these people. They're my friends. This is a confirmation of you identifying these people. Oh, they're my friends. I point to somebody on the street, be like, hey, you know them? Oh yeah, that's my friend. That is identifying a person all day long. But this is what he said though.
As the plug,
Yeah.
do you say to yourself while you sitting there like I'm saying people's names or
because I wasn't saying niggas' names.
Well,
They know all of us. I'm just confirming who they.
But y'all skipped over that part though. Y'all completely skipped over that part. That don't bother you. That don't bother anybody. That doesn't bother you. Or he said out of his own mouth, I'm confirming what they already knew. But confirming.
They want me to make it look like y'all the ops and one of y'all tried to kill me after y'all set us up to bring us in the backyard. I made it crystal clear this ain't what happened. These are my friends. I grew up with these niggas, spent my whole life over here. I moved over here when I was 13.
You grew up with niggas. You've been over there since you was 13. These are close friends, basically. How many of you people out here just even looking at this and paying attention? How many of your close friends you don't know their real government names? Just honestly, think about that. Like people that I grew up with, I for certainly know their government names. I pretty much knew their government names like year 2, maybe year 3 after even considering them to be my friends. I know them. I know their family. I know their mothers. I know their father. I know their sisters. I know them. Because last names is everything. Especially like if you know a person's mother, it's like, oh, hey, Miss Johnson. That's, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you part of the Johnson family. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, nigga, last name was like ritual. It was like the thing. You know what I'm saying? It was a block family thing. Oh, the Davises, the Johnsons, and you know what I'm saying? Like it was like that type of thing. And we was at war like on that type of time because of the family name type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we better than y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like we was young thugging and just wilding on some other shit. But I know your government name if I grew up with you. You feel me? Trust, we getting close to the end. I'm just tying up the little knots and everything like that. But the final last part is gonna blow you. It's gonna blow you. It's gonna fuck you up. Watch this last and final part. But I'm just like tying up loose ends. Just watch this.
Shit. It is what it is, bro. I ain't put nobody in jail. I stood tall. I kept niggas out of hot water. And like another part, they say I said I feared for my life.
Yes, that's what it said at that. I forgot about that part too. That's at the end.
Them niggas could say what they want on all them lives and what they talking.
He did not return to Bedford Street because he was fearful for his life.
Yeah.
His personal safety.
Yeah, his personal safety. Check this out. They said they called me a lot of shit on them lives and shit. You ain't never hear them call me no bitch ass nigga. Never. None of them. Niggas that know. Me? Scared of who? I'm with all things. Shout out to Bill. I'm with all things. Niggas know that.
Right.
All things. This Slade. I'm talking about, the nigga that bringing all this to the light, that came to Tay Rock and telling Tay Rock, man, you good in Connecticut. Nigga, you ain't good in Connecticut.
What does any of that have to do with the question or what you was trying to get across? What's your opening statement have to do with any of that? Like, get to the point, bro. Like, why did you say this? But I got y'all. Just hold on.
Right.
So all that fear for my life shit, they asked me why I don't be on the block no more if we still friends, and I told them cause don't nothing happen on the block. We ain't say ops at the time, but the ops shooting the block up. Y'all jumping out chasing us, so I'm either getting shot at or I'm running from y'all. Ain't nothing over here for me but death or jail, so I don't be over here. That's why you caught me out of town in Operation Grinch getting to this goddamn bag. Fuck that block.
Now, based on what you just heard him say, logically thinking, does that not match with David Doster said that following the assault, he did not return to the Bedford Street area because he was fearful for his personal safety? Does that not match up based on what it is that he's saying? Because if you worried about niggas coming through the ops, shooting a block up or getting arrested, is that not fearful of your personal safety? They're not taking what you said out of context. They just put it in simpler form. Now, true indeed, shout out to Uncle Ra, 15 Minutes of Fame. There's no smoke with Uncle Ra, you know what I'm saying? This is not bashing Uncle Ra, nothing like that. But, my opinion, I'm sorry, I gotta give it because that's what I'm doing and it's mine to give. This was a piss poor job of a fucking interview. I'm sorry. Uncle Ra, you'd cause more damage and more hurt than more clarification than anything. Because you sitting there with the paperwork in your face and you've yet to ask any of the real fucking questions that you was supposed to ask. You said you read the paperwork. You had 2 sheets of paper to read into, completely up and down, and you did not pick up or see none of the shit that I saw. And that's a piss poor job. And you had this to say, which killed me.
Is there anything that I didn't? I know I went all over the place with it. I had a better plan. It didn't go that way. I think because we talked about so much prior to it, but
you talked about it so much prior to it. You pre-interviewed your interviewee. That would explain why, if you go back and look at the very beginning of this interview, it immediately just starts in the middle of a conversation. There's no intro. There's no, no setup. Like, hey, this is Uncle Rod. This is Kyd Slade. We're here. We're going to just sit down and have a conversation about some things type situation. No, it opens up mid-conversation where y'all talking. And the camera just start rolling. You just say, all right, fuck it. We just going to start there. Just let it roll. That's not how interviews go, my boy. I'm just saying. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, no smoke with Uncle Ra. I love Uncle Ra. And 15 Minutes of Fame. The whole 9. No smoke with Uncle Ra. But, sorry. Piss poor job. Sorry. So to close it out with the interview, and before I get into the slight minor shit that I want to get into the bombshell that y'all waiting for, I'll close it out with Uncle Rod just saying this, which was kind of hilarious to me. It was funny as fuck.
But like I say, man, the paperwork speaks for itself. However anybody takes the paperwork says what it says.
Yeah, I'm not.
As you heard it, the paperwork speaks for itself. Everybody online screaming about the paperwork and talking about the paperwork. Hey, if you read the shit, not necessarily the ape shit, but if you'd have read the fucking paperwork that Rock sent y'all would have picked up on the fucking context clues like I did. And you would understand and would have seen that, yo, your man definitely is a snitch. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Bet 50, not dollars either. I bought some dough with me. I flow like the 5 series in various areas and blow holes in you weak niggas' theories.
I blow holes in you weak niggas' theories. That nigga's a snitch, bro. Sorry. All right, this is motherfucking 4th quarter. 2 minutes left. We gonna go ahead and run this score up real quick. I'm gonna close this joint out with the shit that piping boy Wilma, that bitch ass nigga, he used for Wack 100, talking about some, well, Wack 100 said he ain't no snitch, so he ain't a snitch. Man, that nigga like booty meat. Fuck you talking about? He's a bitch. But I'm gonna run this up on y'all real quick because that nigga only played one part just to set his narrative, but he didn't play the whole goddamn conversation, or let alone a lot of y'all did not go back and listen to what the fuck was going on. Wack did not know a lot of shit that was going on, and I'm gonna pinpoint that shit out. Watch this.
Man, you can get on the listen. You can be subpoenaed and get on the stand all you want, but can't nobody make you talk.
That is a whole entire absolute fucking fact. Can't nobody make you talk. Can't whatever you motherfucking unmental capacitated motherfucking dummies out here talking about some, you can't plead the 5th because only pleading the 5th is if you say something that incriminates yourself. How the fuck they know what the fuck it is that you're gonna say that's gonna incriminate it? They can't tell you what's incriminating to you out your own fucking mouth. You could plead the 5th. Or, like a true motherfucker who didn't say nothing and said, fuck y'all, I'm away from this whole situation, is motherfucking Mr. Gore. Because he said, I wasn't there. I got hit in the head by my daughter. I got beat up at the gas station by myself from a nigga I knew from jail. I wasn't at the video shoot. I ain't know nothing about the, well, I wasn't at the video shoot, but you know what the fuck I'm saying. I wasn't over there when that shit went down. I found out about the shit when I was walking down the street trying to get medical attention. And I saw buddy ass riding past and I flagged him down. And then he told me about the motherfucking incident. That's a real stand-up. That's a solid nigga. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah. Right, and that's what That's what I was saying, that if you wanted to say that he was in violation for even getting on the stand in the first place, I completely agree with that. But as far as the information that was given,
no, he had to get on there. He had to get on there, but it just when he got on there, he could have pleaded the fifth.
But let y'all boy, piping boy Wilma, let y'all hear it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing this part of the conversation for y'all. He's not playing that for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Where Wack says these type of things. But yet and still though, yeah, he said the shit that he said in the video. I think y'all should go look that up and listen to the whole goddamn thing. Because there was a lot of different shit that was said. But for the most part, Wack was not in 100% of knowing the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to prove that right here.
I mean, I ain't read no work. I'm just going on what he talking about.
You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, I ain't read no work. I'm just going off of what he just said. You know what I'm saying? So he don't even know really what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? He's just going off word of mouth and they just trying to explain the situation to him and breaking the shit down, but it's not coming across in the real mannerism where he can understand fully like what the fuck going on. He ain't read no work, as you clearly, as he said, right? Facts. But Piping Boys Wilma play his little section of the part, you know what I'm saying, to paint his narrative that Wack said, you know what I'm saying, like, you niggas calling that nigga a snitch, y'all wrong type shit, whatever the fuck it was that he played or whatever and shit. But he, like I said, he ain't played the whole fucking audio because there's a whole nother part behind it where somebody comes behind him and they say this.
No, Geek, you sent me the paperwork. I got the paperwork, don't I?
that he had basically said that he knew the individuals, and when the DA asked him about a gun, he said he didn't know anything about a gun, that they were friends, and they ended up having a physical altercation that he broke up.
Oh, that's snitching.
Oh, that's snitching. Oh, that's snitching. You heard that man. No, that's snitching.
Oh, so that's what you're saying, they conflating two different issues.
Right. Correct. So Jerk is the person that's doing the interview, and he, like I said, he's the one that was identified as the shooter. He's the one that's pretty much saying that he got on the stand and pointing him out. But what happened was when he was on the stand, they played a video that they shot that day of the assault.
Get the out up there and confirmed what his brother was saying. You feel me? His brother a rat, he a rat. That's how I feel.
No,
you hang with a rat, you a rat too.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you. I'm following now.
So if a going there with the mind to lie to try to clear you, and then he get caught up in the lie, but he still don't put a case on you. Y'all call it snitch. You is different.
I'm sorry, bro. Where in the fucking America can you just walk into a motherfucking police station, the courthouse, talk to a police officer or any law enforcement officer, any motherfucking where, and be like, yo, buddy ass over there selling dope. He shot old girl, had a hit and run trying to get away or whatever the case may be. They don't use that information whatsoever. Buddy, don't get no case or no charges put on him and don't go serve no prison time. And that nigga is not a snitch? Where they do that at?
He like, yo, I don't know the court. You know, I don't know. They obviously trying to look out. They play a video. Well, this you with him in this video, right? Well, I mean, you know, I know him, but I don't know him like that. You know?
Right.
Wait, what? And the motherfucker agreed right behind her, like, you know what? That right there, that's not snitching. That's not snitching at all. But in Slade's defense, out of everything that I done put together and said, Kyd Slade ain't never said, oh, I know them niggas, but no, I don't know them like that. So that also proves the point that Wack 100 didn't know what the fuck was going on, and he don't know what the fuck it is that he's talking about. He don't. Sorry. So his opinion don't count. Why you trying to put that shit up there like, oh, well, Wack 100 said that it ain't snitching. The nigga don't know what the fuck it is that he's talking about because he getting the wrong information at this point. Piping boy Wilma, bitch. Sorry, I'm emotionally invested because, you know what I'm saying? fuck it, go hard or go home. You know what I'm saying? We all in this motherfucker. Last point, which is a good point. I like this point because this is the shit that I was saying. Even in my comments and everything when I was responding to motherfuckers, is the same goddamn shit. But last point, and then I'm gonna hit y'all ass with this bombshell, because this is gonna fuck y'all mind up.
Like Wack 100. Wack 100 is supposedly a street guy. You know, he's got gang affiliated background. But then when he started rocking with 6ix9ine, that's when everybody looked at him and said, "What the fuck is you doing? You're breaking the code." Did he go tell any type of authority figure of some illegal or criminal activity that whether he was involved or not? No. So he wasn't snitching, but he's breaking the code. So I'm separating all these different categories, right? But in part one thing that I did, and this is my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And I have enough background and experience in these situations where I can have an opinion. You know how they say about, like, in basketball, I know you don't really, you're more of a handball guy, but they say in basketball, like, or even in the streets, you don't really give yourself your own nickname. You know what I'm saying? They be giving that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the street's supposed to give you your name. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same fucking shit. It's the same shit. Now, fast forward, when you start talking about the experience that put you in a position and the wisdom to know what a real snitch is and give somebody like me a valid opinion, I took out the gray. To me, a snitch is black and white. Once you start saying, they was fucking 6ix9ine BM, so it don't, like, once you do that, or you try to say, like, oh, but that's my sister, or once you try to do all of that, you have what I call snitch tendencies. That means that you're willing to bend the rules or the code based on these small variables and circumstances. So I said, and you're shaking your head, yes, right?
Because I'm thinking he wasn't supposed to say nothing, but he said something.
So that's why. So you're agreeing with what I'm saying.
What you're saying is that you believe it's yes or no snitch or not, yes or no.
I believe the definition of a snitch is black and white, right? Based on the definition. And I'm going to ask you your definition of a snitch. So I asked you, and then you say somebody didn't snitch, they moused. So you're playing gray. You're playing middle. Jim, you have to say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You have to say yes or no.
I don't have to. This is my shit.
I mean, you can
I was just joking.
What happened? Do you believe yes or no? Take the gray out. Yes or no? Did he?
That is the definition of telling. And I hate saying the word and homie's name in the same sentence like that because I don't know him, and it is disrespectful. So I don't want to be up here disrespecting anybody, but that is still the definition of telling.
It is.
So
at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. That is the definition of telling. You told, my nigga. Like, I can't express that enough. And even with this full breakdown of actually pinpointing exactly how you did it, nigga, you told. I'm sorry. But here's the bombshell that y'all been waiting for. Yes, in fact, he did get niggas charged. That's telling. Even if you say nobody served no time, but he definitely got a nigga charged. He did. And it was right between our fucking eyes and under our nose. And nobody ever picked up on it or said nothing about it. Niggas just felt the way about it is because motherfuckers put out the paperwork like, oh man, you took the stand and you said this and that and the third or whatever the case may be. But you got to hit them with the pinpoint facts. The facts. And here it is. This is the fucking facts. I want y'all to understand this and read this. Is this line number 22 here. All right. Based on the aforementioned facts, states, and circumstances, the affiants, I think that pronounced that right. Nah, we don't care. Believe probable cause exists to charge James Ronner, aka Ape, DOB 82983, with violation of Connecticut General Statute 53A 60 A2, assault in the second degree. This is the exact paperwork that Rock had in his hands that day when he pulled it out on stage, the exact paperwork. I want to take this back. This is James Rayner, aka, where is it at? The people he knows as Ape, right there. This is Kyd Slade's testimony, which was highlighted in green by Rock. This was his testimony about this shit. I want you to understand. He says David Dawson identified the bottle that was clearly visible on the video in Ape's hand as consistent in both the size and shape with the bottle that he witnessed Ape assault Mark Doster, his brother, with. So you're not going to sit here and tell that this nigga did not take the stand. Y'all gonna sit here and listen to this weak ass motherfucking interview with Uncle Ra, that this nigga said this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. This is what he said in court. Mind you, an affidavit is what you're sworn to court for. You're sworn to this. He took the stand, raised his fucking hand, and he gave a statement. This was the statement that he gave. It may not be word for word, yes. We may want the minutes about this shit, but he also said himself that it's not attached to nothing. You probably won't see the minutes about this shit because it was not viable to the prosecution to use, you know what I'm saying, to get a conviction or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? This and the third. But however, it does relate to, I got gray hair. It does relate to relative conduct. He got questioned and called in about the fight in his mind, but they wanted more because they knew about a shooting. That's why they asked about a gun. That's relative conduct. Relative conduct is what this is. He was charged with assault in the second degree. Conduct. Nigga, you are a menace to society. We're trying to build a case to get you put the fuck away. And this just so happens you actually had a fight with the witness that is testifying against you, which is Slade's brother. You had a fight with this man. You hit him in the face with a bottle. That's an easy layup. They can paint that picture however the fuck they want, in whatever way they want, basically. But Slade's brother is a whole witness in this situation. And his name is all through Ape's paperwork, correct? We know this to be true. Slade goes in, he testifies, and he goes in and corroborates his brother's story. This is no cap, no lie. This is what it is. This is what you motherfuckers is not paying attention to, and what y'all try to say that this nigga is not a snitch for. Nigga, he snitched. I'm sorry. And Gore did not snitch. Gore separated himself from you motherfuckers. Well, the motherfuckers. He separated himself from the situation. I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I wasn't there, or I was there. I went to the party. Then I left. I went by myself. I got assaulted by, you know what I'm saying? Nigga at the gas station. I got some shit dropped on my head by my daughter. And I went to the hospital. He's the real solid nigga. He didn't give no testimony. If you niggas have them 2 sheets of paper, read what Gore says. And you niggas gonna be like, oh, shit. Damn. But it states in that fucking document that Mark and David Doster both testified that Gore was there. Is that not snitching? When this man is saying that he wasn't there? Stay woke. I'm done with this shit finally. I got it off my chest. I'm good. Kyd Slade is, in fact, truthfully a snitch. He, in fact, got a charge put on a nigga. He was charged with assault. His brother testified to being assaulted. You think he don't want justice? You don't think that that man want his brother to get sent? You don't think Slade brother want Ape to go to jail for assaulting him and hitting him in his face with a bottle? So you better believe that he was trying to make sure that that nigga got he was already pointing him out, trying to get him sent up. But you better believe he was trying to make sure that nigga served some time for getting hit in the fucking face. So by him corroborate with his brother's story, and that nigga did get sent up for some time, if they put the assault with the RICO, that nigga Slade got that nigga time. Stop fucking playing. You niggas are stupid. Wake the fuck up. I'm out.